Arizona. I'm Nick Kuzma. That is Jordan Dressman. We're in the tailgate corner getting ready for another episode of First Down Friday Night, but also getting ready for a great weekend of college football. Jordan, college football's been back. How great has it been?
You know, in my case, college football has been fantastic thus far this year. I am already winning in more ways than one and doing
Mississippi State fan. Like, we'll just cut to the chase. We know they're 2-0. Great win over Arizona State, over a ranked team. One of their best wins in years. And I bet it would have been even better if you got to enjoy a Publix sandwich.
That's the
problem.
How
good does this look?
No, the pub sub looks delicious, and I love a good pub sub. No, I was watching that game in an airport, so I certainly did not have delicious pub subs.
It looks so good right now. This is the Boar's Head Selections. Where I'm from, that's called a hoagie. In Ohio, what do you call that? Is it a sub sandwich? Is that a hero? It's not a hero. That's
no, it's just a sub. You don't even add sandwich at the end. That is just a delicious sub. I love Boar's Head.
I mean, who doesn't?
Quality product.
Yeah. Other items we have over here on our left, of course, in front of the Alabama Crimson Tide and Auburn Tigers helmets, we also have a game day brownie bite platter, which looks downright delicious. We also have the Boar's Head Everything and the Bagel platter. Just want to remind everybody that we have two games coming up on FOX54 tomorrow. We have a doubleheader. We have big noon kickoff between Oregon and Northwestern. We also have Oregon State taking on Texas Tech as well. And if you want any of these great items, you can go ahead. And I think it's a great time to order ahead right now.
And they have an app. I bet you could potentially do such things on an app. And then you can just go to your favorite local Publix and pick up your delicious sub tray or the everything and the bagel, which I think is important to emphasize that normally it's everything but the bagel. But this time the bagel is included.
It is. All right. Well, we can't take any time to eating because it's time to get right down to business. First Down Friday Night starts right now.
Fridays are for football. This is First Down Friday Night, sponsored by Regenesis, Bank Independent, and Publix. Now your hosts, Mo Carter and Nick Kuzma.
What's up, boys and girls? Welcome to another episode of First Down Friday Night alongside Nick Kuzma, Mo Carter, and Nick. We've got some new digs.
We do. Studio B. It's been a beautiful thing to see it become a part of the FOX54 family, so to speak, and it's the first time we get to use this new studio for our First Down Friday Night show.
Man, I'm looking forward to it. Shout out to our engineering crew and everybody else that had a hand in putting Studio B together. Let's show the people what's on tap via the table of contents. Auburn stepping out of conference once again to take on South Alabama for the first time ever. We'll talk to Hugh Freeze about his team's matchup against those Jaguars from the southern part of the state. While Alabama having a little SEC versus Big Ten matchup against Wisconsin last year, they went to Camp Randall and spanked the Badgers in a game you saw right here on FOX54.
Yeah, it wasn't this channel. It was 42-10, if you remember right. Moving along to our small schools, the University of North Alabama Lions playing their first home game of the 2025-2026 season, hosting a Division II foe. Meanwhile, the Alabama A&M Bulldogs, they're renewing an old rivalry, taking on the Tennessee State Tigers up in Nashville, Tennessee. And of course, so much great high school football coverage to get to. Well, Mo, I think it's always a good thing to want to improve, right? Auburn looks better than it has in years and has a 2-0 record and a number 24 national ranking to show for it. Still, just like any good coach would say, Hugh Freeze has made it clear that certain things, they just got to get cleaned up. The Tigers dominated Ball State to the tune of a 42-3 victory, and the defense looked great, holding the Cardinals to an astonishing -3 rushing yards. But the offense took a while to get going, just did. Freeze said that unit didn't strain or show max effort the entirety of the game, and he wasn't pleased that the offensive line allowed multiple sacks. These are things that are going to need to be improved upon heading into Week 3 versus Major Applewhite and the Jags.
We'll go to work this week to try to do that as we host what I think is one of a very good G5 football team in South Alabama. Major does a great job. He obviously has been with some good programs and knows ball, and Petrino is a very good offensive coordinator, and impressed with what they do on that side of the ball. And then defensively, they muddy up the picture really, really well with all their movements and different fronts that they give you.
Major Applewhite and the South Alabama Jaguars are making their first ever trip to Jordan-Hare Stadium on Saturday. Now South Alabama coming off a tough loss in New Orleans against John Summerall and the Tulane Green Waves. Now they've got to regroup and take on an Auburn squad that held Ball State to 68 total yards of offense. Applewhite explained why facing the Auburn defense will be a challenge.
They play hard and they play with good fundamentals. Now the statistics are off the charts. I mean, they're number one in the country in rush defense. I think they're giving up 30 yards a game on the ground. They're number one in the country in sacks. So if you want to run the ball, you're only get 30 yards a game. If you want to throw the ball, they've sacked people, I think 5 times a game. And then on third down, they're somewhere around 20%. I think they're 2 or 3 in the country on third down conversions from defensively. So, I mean, they're stout, really stout, multiple. Do a great job. Coach Durkins does an outstanding job.
Tigers and Jaguars from Mobile kick off from Jordan-Hare Stadium this Saturday at 11:45. You can watch this first ever meeting of these in-state programs on the SEC Network.
Across the state in Tuscaloosa, they certainly have been better vibes than when we spoke last Monday. The Crimson Tide demolishing the Warhawks of Louisiana Monroe 73-0, moving to 1-1 as they head into Saturday's game against the Wisconsin Badgers. Last year, number 4 Alabama took the Badgers apart. If you remember, it was UW starting quarterback that tore his ACL on the first drive, and though the Tide started off in a 3-0 hole, they went ahead and routed Wisconsin 42-10 in that matchup. 2 weeks later, Alabama, of course, beat Georgia and became the number 1 team in the country, and then we remember what happened right after that. Head coach Kalen DeBoer thinks there are things to be learned from last year's film.
We'll certainly look at that. I think there's a little more carryover with their defense just because of the same coordinator. And so, you're going to get a physical team, typical Wisconsin, a lot of pride in who they are and what their identity is. And that showed up in the first 2 games. When it comes to run game, very, just kind of rock solid.
Last season, Alabama crushed the Badgers in a 42-10 victory over at Camp Randall. This season, Luke Fickell will lead his team to Tuscaloosa for the first time ever. Wisconsin is 2-0 in the season, but both wins came against non-power conference opponents. Now Fickell and company are ready to step things up in a matchup that features the Big Ten and the SEC.
There's nothing more that you want to do as a competitor than be in the biggest games and the biggest competition out there, and to go to Alabama to play in front of that crowd, to go down there to play in the SEC country. I think that there's not a guy within our program that doesn't say that's one of the reasons why they're here. The thing about coaching, you kind of recognize when you really got to get the prod out and when you got to kind of even step back and let these guys kind of be the leaders that they are and be the emotions that they are and have the week that they will. And so this is one of those ones, there's no doubt that these guys are going to be excited about.
Wisconsin is 2-0 after wins over Miami, Ohio, and Middle Tennessee State. Alabama leads the all-time series 2-1, with the lone loss coming all the way back in 1928. Kickoff is scheduled for 11 a.m. Saturday.
Week 3 of the high school football season featured region rivalries like the Cotton Classic. We'll have highlights from Hazel Green and around the Valley tonight in our high school portion of the show. And the UNA Lions will play their final season opener at Brawley Stadium tomorrow. We've got a preview, plus Alabama A&M renewing a rivalry with Tennessee State. More on that when we return.
When foot pain is breaking your heart, a mother's story.
My foot pain got really bad after I had my son. I didn't have any energy left to play with him.
She tried various tricks and treatments.
A lot of those disposable throwaway inserts.
Nothing worked, till she got fitted for Good Feet arch supports.
I could feel like something was happening.
Something good.
It's been a life changer.
For Elisa and her now not-so-baby boy.
See what we can do for you with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
When it's time to service your Ford vehicle, bring it to the folks who know your car, your local Ford dealer. Our master certified technicians will give your vehicle the attention it deserves using state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment and Ford authorized parts. Choose the Works Package. That's a synthetic blend oil change, tire rotation, vehicle inspection, and more. Right now, get $20 off the Works Package. Call now to schedule an appointment or use the Ford Pass app.
Welcome back. It was great to talk about the big schools. Now let's dip on into the small schools. The Alabama A&M Bulldogs picked up their first win of the Sam Shade era, defeating Alcorn State 41-31 in the Louis Cruz Classic last week. The offense put on a clinic in the first half as SWAC Offensive Player of the Week Cornelius Quad Brown scored 5 total touchdowns in the effort. This week, the Bulldogs are renewing an old rivalry, traveling up to Nashville to face Tennessee State in the Legacy Series. A&M and TSU have faced off 29 previous times, with the most recent meeting coming back in 2010. The first was in 1930. Alabama A&M head coach Sam Shade says the Tigers offer a great challenge because of the pedigree of their coaching staff.
It starts with a veteran coaching staff up at Tennessee State. Reggie Barlow has been a head coach for a long time on the collegiate level, on the professional level, and then also you go over on the defense side of the ball. Coach Greg Williams, I mean, one of the top defense coordinators to ever do it in the NFL, and also has head coaching experience in the NFL. So those guys are going to be prepared. They're going to be well coached, and it's going to be a tough ball game for us.
See, we have a lot of respect for Coach Sam Shade and his staff and the student athletes that they have there. They had a shootout versus Alcorn and was able to pull out the victory. Really good team, quarterback playing well, got a lot of guys on defense running to the ball, so should be a fun matchup. A&M has always been a proud tradition program. They've always had really good players. Their fans are very supportive. Obviously playing against them in the Magic City Classic as a player, playing against them as a coach. They always have been a tough out. Guys come to play hard, and it's just a good program.
Barlow won a Super Bowl as a Buccaneer, and Greg Williams won a Super Bowl as the Saints defensive coordinator back in the 2009 season. The Bulldogs and Tigers kick off from Nissan Stadium on Saturday at 3:30. The game will be streamed on ESPN+.
In their previous 2 games, UNA, they presented flashes of brilliance during the early portions of those contests, but they could not sustain momentum against Western Kentucky and Southeast Missouri State. This week, UNA will take on a Division II program that appears to be on the rise. According to head coach Brent Dearman, well, they can't overlook this squad.
Northeastern State is developing into a really good Division II football program. Their head coach has been there. This is going to be his second year. In his first year there, they got to be really competitive, where they used to not be a competitive Division II team. They were playing very competitive football last year, and they've opened the year with kind of an upset win. Some would say, I bet everybody in their program would say it's not an upset, because they're building that culture into expecting to win those games. They're going to be a solid team coming in here, so we got to play good football.
The UNA Lions will have a new starting quarterback this week at home. Recently, Coach Brent Dearman announcing that Colorado transfer Destin Wade will be the starting signal caller on Saturday night. Last Saturday against SEMO, Wade threw for 103 yards and 2 TD passes in the second half. He also scored on a 2-point conversion to provide a second-half spark. Saturday's game kicks off at 6 p.m. over at historic Brawley Stadium. It'll also stream live on ESPN+.
First Down Friday night, UNA Play of the Game is sponsored by Bank Independent.
For the UNA Play of the Game, we go to the fourth quarter. The Lions in the red zone last week taking on SEMO. Former Bob Jones standout KJ Fields hauls in a 23-yard touchdown grab on the fade route, his first of his career. Congratulations to KJ Fields on securing this week's UNA Play of the Game, which is brought to you by Bank Independent.
Indeed. All right, everyone, that'll wrap up our college portion of the show. I'm going to go ahead and tag out and make way for Gabe Glassman to join Nick right here on the set with another edition of First Down Friday Night. Good luck, my friend.
Thank you, sir. The high five heard around the world. Mae Jemison and Lehigh squared off in a Northside showdown tonight at Milton Frank Stadium. We begin our high school coverage next on First Down Friday night.
Maybe you're traveling this weekend. Maybe you're going to go watch Alabama, Auburn, UNA, or Alabama A&M. We'll talk about the forecast coming up in just a bit.
Trucking accidents can change lives in an instant. They're far worse than most wrecks. At Wedemark Keith, we understand what you're going through. If you've been injured in a truck accident, we are here to help you through it. It's more to us. It's personal.
Kevin has midterms, Dan's trying to watch the game, and I'm just trying to make dinner.
Kevin! We should take a look at that breaker.
Relieved of duty.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
I lost 110 pounds. You couldn't tell at all because of my excess skin. Sono Bello changed that in one visit.
Introducing the new Lift EX, the just one visit, total body transformation everyone is talking about.
I am super happy with my results.
I decided to give Sono Bello a try. Look at me, I have a silhouette. You can see my waist.
Lift EX is Sono Bello's breakthrough 360-degree body lift alternative. Our body contouring experts sculpt, tighten, and lift your stomach, waist, thighs, and backside, all in just one visit with less downtime.
Sono Bello targeted the areas diet exercise could not do. I found me again.
Sono Bello has over 50,000 five-star reviews, and Lift EX is exclusively available at Sono Bello, America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist. Book your free, personalized consultation today. Easy monthly plans make your best body more affordable than ever.
This year is my year thanks to Sono Bello.
Call Sono Bello for your free consultation today.
Every great performance starts with a great night's sleep. Thanks to new Natrol Sleep and Restore, which helps me be this me. Every great night's sleep starts with Natrol.
New Natrol Sleep and Restore for your ultimate restorative sleep.
Every day you wake up and drive to the factory, construction site, or that office that you call your job, and then unexpectedly you are injured on the job. If you are suffering from any type of on-the-job injury, give us a call. It's more to us. It's personal.
Workplace injuries can happen at any time. Regenesis can help you get back on your feet quickly.
Recovery time is very expensive for businesses and individuals that are self-employed. And so businesses, we can get your employee back on the job very quickly without 6 months off the job and enormous medical costs. These procedures are very, very cost effective.
Free yourself of joint pain with Regenesis Gold Standard Stem Cell Therapy. Call or click today to make your appointment with Dr. Charles Lee.
First Down Friday Night is sponsored by Regenesis.
Welcome back to First Down Friday Night. We're going to get to our Week 3 highlights in just a few minutes. But first, we got some news updates in our kickoff forecast. Let's check in with Kenesha Dees and Jordan Dressman.
Thanks, Nick. We hope you're enjoying the show. I'm here with your top headlines of today. A reckless murder charge has been filed against the man accused in last weekend's deadly high-speed chase. 40-year-old Archie Hale is now charged with reckless murder after police say he led officers on a dangerous pursuit that ended in a fatal crash. 17-year-old Tristan Hollis was killed in that collision. 3 other teens were injured. Hale is being held without bond under Aniah's law at the Morgan County Jail. Ryan Drive is being renamed Steve Perkins Drive after a vote passed the Decatur City Council just last week. It comes about 2 years after Perkins was shot by Decatur police in a car repossession gone wrong. He later died as a result of the incident, drawing waves of demonstrations for police accountability. And a former bowling alley been given a new purpose. The building was recently gifted to Not One More Alabama. Soon, the space will transform into Noma's Community Recovery Center, a place to build hope, provide support, and bring together people in recovery. Construction is set to begin November 1st. That's it for your news update tonight. Now let's get a weather update from Fox 54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman.
Now, the Tennessee Valley's certified most accurate forecast from the Fox 54 Weather Impact Team.
And a very good evening to you. I'm Fox 54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Maybe you're going down to Auburn this weekend. Let's talk about the weather. The weather looks fantastic down in Auburn. We're talking about plenty of sunshine. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s. Got a high temperature right around 87 degrees, making a pretty solid run at 90. Would not be the least bit surprised if we get there. Maybe just a touch on the humid end of the spectrum, but not bad when you consider the fact that it is mid-September. Overall, fantastic weather for watching the Auburn Tigers. But what about the Alabama Crimson Tide? weather's going to be just as nice over in Tuscaloosa. Plenty of sunshine. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s once again. I've got a high temperature right around 88 degrees. UNA, plenty of sunshine. Temperatures a little bit warmer. Highs climbing into the lower 90s. Alabama A&M up in Nashville, 93 degrees. And then the big noon kickoff, which you can watch right here on Fox 54 up in the state of Illinois. 87 degrees for that game. Locally across the Tennessee Valley this weekend, 90 degrees on Saturday, and then 91 degrees on Sunday.
Let's get our high school football coverage revved up. Let's go to Milton Frank Stadium. The host of the Northside Clash between Mae Jemison and Lee. Jaguars up 14-0 in the second quarter. Play gets blown up as Javen Thomas is the one causing the destruction. The half ends to score 14-0. Look at those lead drum majors. My goodness, the band's really showing out during halftime tonight. But we go back into the action third quarter. After forcing Lee to punt, Mae Jemison driving down the field. They churn out a first down here with a short Tavarian Moore Langford run. 3 plays later, to the ground they go again. It pays off. Mae Jemison breaks through the heart of the Generals' defense. See you later. Touchdown Jaguars. That puts them up 20-0. Mae Jemison opts to go for 2, which really feels like a way to put this game out of the reach. It's QB1 Jaden Burrows grinding it out, crossing the plane. The conversion is good, giving the Jaguars a 22-0 lead in the third quarter. Mae Jemison has dominated the league since this rivalry was reborn, originally from J.O. Johnson High School a decade ago. And the status quo, it marches on. Mae Jemison goes on to win by the final score of 40-0. How about that for knocking out your rival? Next week, it's going to be Fort Payne coming to Huntsville to play Mae Jemison, while Lee goes up to Newmarket to play Buckhorn. All right, that's just beginning to wet your whistles, I hope. JP2, the Falcons try to avoid going 0-3 in region play in a matchup versus North Jackson. The Thursday highlights coming up next.
Why don't seagulls fly over today?
3D.
You've got that dream. The one that'll change everything.
Yeah, that looks great.
Come on, Dad, hurry up, chop chop.
Seeing it become a reality sounds like success to us. And Avadian is here to help make it happen.
Oh yeah, you're looking at one of the newest reasons to love Red Lobster. New seafood boils, turning Crab Fest into a crab feast. That's the look of real happiness. Served daily only at Red Lobster.
Looking to get stronger? This is your year. Join Planet Fitness today for just $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
We're gonna feel this tomorrow.
We're just gonna keep showing up. Showing up.
Showing up.
You coming?
Save $28 or more when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Find your nearest club and join today. Deal ends September 12th.
Car wreck? Call Tyler Man Injury Law. Insurance companies are making it tougher than ever for car accident victims, charging higher premiums and then trying to shortchange you on your injury claim. But no matter what they do, one fact remains. On average, car accident victims with a lawyer get over 3 times more money than those without one. Now that you know the facts, don't settle for less. Car wreck? Call Tyler Man Injury Law. 256-400-4000.
Kevin has midterms, Dan's trying to watch the game, and I'm just trying to make dinner.
Kevin! We should take a look at that breaker.
Relieved of duty.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
First Down Friday Night is sponsored by Publix.
Welcome back to First Down Friday Night. We're now going to bring in Gabe Glassman. He's stepping in for the rest of the show with Mo out. Welcome to the show, Gabe. How's it feel to make the First Down Friday Night debut, my friend?
Nick, it feels really good. You know, working on the show every single week from the field,
It's nice. The AC feels really nice out here.
Nice,
you know,
right?
had to go out for a couple highlights, but you know, we're here. It's week 3, and it's a lot of excitement this week, especially with all these games going on.
Yeah, Gabe's usually the one that's doing our game of the week. He's usually doing the preview in our 5:30 show going live, and then he is the one that's out there getting the soundbite, tracking down the coach after the game and stressing against the deadline. But tonight he gets the nice cushy job, taking, I guess, my job usually, but really taking the big man's share.
I get to share this job with you, Nick. I get to share this desk with you, and it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you guys tonight. Let's now recap yesterday's action, though. We had 3 Thursday night games featured teams from our viewing area. St. John Paul hosting North Jackson in a key region battle. Chiefs already up 7-0. Nick Price Jr. takes the handoff off the gut. He reaches the end zone untouched for a score. That's 14-0 North Jackson now. Falcons offense was held in a check. Joey Ross is flushed out of the pocket. As you're going to see right here, it's 3rd down. He's going to get sacked. That's credited to Dragan Cash. In the next North Jackson possession, pop pass, Caden Price to around. He outruns the defense and finds the end zone. He's going to have to fight his way in there. 21-0 North Jackson, and they're on cruise control, Nick. Second quarter, it's Nick Price that'll have it again.
Nick's a good first name, man. So I'm just saying there's no surprise he's about to go off again.
And Nick Price, you just said he's about to go off. Well, he's back into the end zone. And Nick, listen to this. He scored 5 touchdowns last night. Let's take a look at that final score. North Jackson goes on to win by a final score of 61-21. And next week, North Jackson will look to keep it rolling against New Hope. St. John Paul II, well, they're going to be facing Randolph.
What do you think, folks? I think he killed that first highlight. All right, let's keep it rolling. Down to Morgan County we go. Hartselle hosting Columbia in a matchup of 2 programs really on opposite ends of the football spectrum here in Alabama. We are scoreless until the end of the first quarter. Carter Lee throws the corner route to Kane Falcon, hauls it into the 20-yard touchdown pass, 7-0 Tigers on top after the 1. It's the same duo. Carter Lee throwing quick out to Kane Falciani for another TD, make it 14-0. Then 2 minutes later, Tigers knocking on the door again as Jaheim Pruitt runs over 2 defenders and wrote to a 6-yard touchdown rush. That made it as the lights are flickering. We gotta love the light show. 21-0. Things get worse for Columbia as a high snap goes over the punter's head. There's a scramble for the ball, and Auburn Herring recovers the ball for another Tigers touchdown, make it 28-0. Tigers would get a pick 6 and another special teams TD before the half was over to go into the locker room up 42-0. And let's take a look at your final score, as it wasn't pretty. 63-0. Columbia's losing streak has now climbed to 95 games. Next week, it's going to be East Lawrence. Not next week. East Lawrence going to go to Columbia in 2 weeks. Columbia has a bye next week. While Hartselle's going to take on a team I frankly don't know where that is. Woodlawn. Well, good luck to him. Gabe?
Well, let's head over to Jackson County. The North Sand Mountain Bison taking on the Cedar Bluff Tigers. And at the start of the game, Cedar Bluff's quarterback keeps the ball, snagging a first down. He's going to be on the far side of this shot here, but he does get all the way to the 45-yard line. But it's later in the drive. Caden Tracy will have the handoff here. The ball's loose, though. He gives up the ball, and it's going to be Jaden Bell. Big 55. He scoops up the ball, and the Bison take over. A huge turnover to them. And later on in this drive, North Sand Mountain will be on offense, and they're going to keep it rolling. This is a direct snap to Jackson Burgess. He's going to run to the left, shift through, tiptoes his way into the end zone. That's a touchdown, and the Bison take the lead. Now let's fast forward over to the second quarter a little bit, because our good friend Jackson Burgess has the ball again. It's a direct snap. He's running to his right. He's going to find a lot of space. He gets a block, lots of green grass in front of him.
Oh, man.
Nobody will catch him. And listen to this, Nick. North Sand Mountain Bison, they're going to go up 27-0 at the halftime. Let's fast forward all the way to the final score. North Sand Mountain goes on to win by a final of 34-6. Not a lot of offense in that second half, Nick. Next week, Cedar Bluff will take on Section, and Gaston will be going over to North Sand Mountain.
I found out where Woodlawn is. It is a Birmingham City school. I know Huffman, I know Ramsey. Woodlawn.
A lot of Birmingham schools down there.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Plenty of them, and a lot of them are really good at football, especially Ramsey. All right, let us continue. This game happened today. We had to push it down to later in the show because of how late this one went. Hazel Green home, Buckport away in the 2025 Cotton Classic. Bucks on the doorstep. Handoff goes to Davian Senegal, and he looks like he's going to score, but it's a huge hit at the goal line. Ball's free. Malcolm Williams falls on it. That's a touchback. and the game remains scoreless 0-0 in the first quarter. The Trojans are going to go on offense, and all the Buckhorn defense needs, though, is one play to get that ball right back. Ephraim Hall makes the recovery, and now they're in business in Hazel Green territory. The Bucks go right back to the ground game. 4 plays later, after the turnover, they draw first blood. DeJean Rosario Jr. will not be denied, stretching across the goal line for the first points of the night. It was 7-0 at halftime. And now let's take a look at that very, very recent final score, as is the Buckhorn Bucks. They come back in this one. They were down. Hazel Green was leading, I believe it was 14-10 at one point in this game. Buckhorn comes all the way back to win 17-14 to win the Cotton Classic, as next week Lee is going to play Buckhorn and Hazel Green is going to host Gadsden City.
Close one there, Nick. Hey, we're going to take a quick timeout, but make sure you're sticking around. We head out to Northeast Alabama after the break. We'll check in on the Fife Red Devils, who are visiting the Asbury Rams.
Across the Tennessee Valley this weekend, the weather looks absolutely fantastic. It looks fantastic as we head into the new week as well. We'll talk about it in just a couple of minutes.
First Down Friday Night is sponsored by Bank Independent. First Down Friday Night is back and better than ever. Every Friday night, the Fox 54 sports team will preview the week's biggest college football games and provide highlights for high school football from around the valley. Catch First Down Friday Night at 10 p.m. Fridays on Fox 54 and streaming on Fox 54 Plus. First Down Friday Night is sponsored by Regenesis, Bank Independent, and Publix.
Trucking accidents can change lives in an instant. They're far worse than most wrecks. At Wedemark Keith, we understand what you're going through. If you've been injured in a truck accident, we are here to help you through it. It's more to us. It's personal.
Tune in to On the Hill Live with Dr. Paul A. Bryant for the Alabama A&M home game pregame show. College football season is shifting into high gear this fall with all new matchups between Alabama A&M and your favorite rivals. Celebrate Bulldog Game Day with a live broadcast from Lewis Cruz Stadium on the campus of Alabama A&M University. Catch all the A&M updates, behind-the-scenes interviews, and so much more starting Saturday, September 6th at 8:30 a.m. live and only on Fox 54.
What have we got?
The Andersons. All night tossing and turning, bad backs, sleep score at an all-time low.
Round up the team.
At Denver Mattress, going undercover is literally how we solve problems.
And when we find sleepers waking up with aches and pains, we turn to the Tempur-Pedic Adapt, designed for ultimate pressure relief that uniquely adapts to your body's pressure points.
And right now, save up to $700 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets. And get a $300 gift. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
You were injured on someone else's property. A fall, broken stairs, poor lighting, no warning signs. They didn't protect you. Now you have to deal with the consequences. We are here so you don't face them alone.
Now, the Tennessee Valley's certified most accurate forecast from the Fox 54 Weather Impact Team.
Hey, good evening once again. I'm Fox 54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. For the most part, it was a fantastic week across the Tennessee Valley, and we're going to continue that trend of fantastic weather as we head into the weekend. Look at this. We're starting Saturday in the low and mid 60s, right around 63 degrees. We're going to finish in the upper 80s and lower 90s. I've got a high temperature right around 90. At this point, this is a couple of degrees above average. Plenty of sunshine on Saturday. Really going to be a beautiful day. Sunday, much the same. We're going to start the day in the lower 60s, right around 62. And then once again, we're going to climb into the lower 90s on Sunday. I've got a high temperature right around 91 degrees and again, plenty of sunshine. Maybe just a touch on the humid end of the spectrum, but overall that humidity is not going to be that bad, especially when you consider the fact that it is mid-September. We should be much more humid than we're going to be. Have a good look at the next 7 days. There's your weekend, 90 on Saturday, 91 on Sunday. We kind of consistently stick with the lower 90s through the entirety of the forecast period. 92 degrees on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Plenty of sunshine. No real opportunities for rain in the forecast until we get to Thursday and Friday of next week. Still going to be warm. 93 on Thursday, 91 degrees with a little more cloud cover by the time we get to next Friday.
Thanks, Chief. We're going to head to DeKalb County now for one of the games we circled as a game of the week type matchup, Geraldine and Sylvania.
Yeah, the Rams and Bulldogs are longtime region foes, played their 70th match in the nearly 80-year-old rivalry. Let's get to those highlights now. The Geraldine Bulldogs start the second half, the 28-point lead over the Sylvania Rams. Bulldogs fans excited to be so far ahead. The Rams receive the ball, but they don't go very far on this first drive. Let's take a look. Bulldogs taking down the offense nearly every play. Geraldine getting the ball after just a short drive. A few plays down the field, though, Elijah Schlageter running the ball into the red zone before finishing it off for a touchdown. Just walks in there. That's going to be a score for the Geraldine Bulldogs.
This is shocking, honestly. This is one of those games that it used to be truly one of the best games in DeKalb County every year, and now it's sort of turned into two schools just completely on different opposite ends of good play right now.
Yeah, and Geraldine's having a very good season, Nick. I mean, they're offense.
They're 3-0 now. We'll cut to the chase. They're 3-0, and Sylvania now down to 0-3.
Let's take a look at this play right here. The running back's going to have it. He's going to go in easy for the score. Not the third quarter, a 42-point blowout for Geraldine. Let's go ahead and go to the final score. It's not looking pretty. 65-21 Geraldine. Bulldogs go on to win. Next week, Sylvania is going to look to bounce back against Whitesburg Christian. And Geraldine, well, they're going to be taking a trip to Holly Pond.
All right, the Fife Red Devils facing off against the Asbury Rams tonight down in Marshall County. Fans and cheerleaders are looking excited for the start of the first quarter. The Asbury Rams get the ball, but they just can't make it far downfield. A pack of Red Devils bringing down the quarterback for a loss of yards. Next play, Jared Meadows receiving a quick pass before being brought down. Asbury, though, will have to punt the ball to Fife on fourth down. The Red Devils, Ryder Smith, taking it all the way to the end zone for a Fife Red Devils touchdown. Let's go take a look at your final scores. Fife winning it 21-0. It's up 21-0 at that point, and Fife goes on to win 54-6 in this one. This is sort of status quo. I was surprised about the Sylvania Geraldine game. This is not a surprising one. Fife wins it once again 54-6. Next week, Brindley Mountain can go to Fife, while Asbury will go to Collinsville. All right, let's take another quick break. This week's Spirit Spotlight is on the Sparkman High dance team. Fox 54's Kanisha Dees caught up with the Senators and shares their story next on First Down Friday night.
Aqua Living now has 17 hot tubs under $49.99. Patented and powerful 110-volt technology with no expensive wiring needed. Just plug our hot tubs in and start relaxing today. 100% in-house financing, no turndowns. Shop us now at shophottubs.com.
From the first crank to the last scoop and all the parts in between, there's two names Bill and Brenda Rourke trust: Kubota and Huntsville Tractor and Equipment. Compact and utility tractors, zero-turn mowers, and so much more. And did you say parts? All the bits and pieces to keep them running. Plus the cranes to back them up. Kubota and Huntsville Tractor and Equipment.
Come on. Let's go to work.
Your local Ford dealer presents America's all-time best-selling SUV, Ford Explorer. The rugged, capable, built wild Bronco family. And the all-new Ford Expedition, redesigned to deliver more. Want more? See your local Ford dealer. For the latest offers on new Ford SUVs, see your local Ford dealer or visit buyfordnow.com today.
Every great performance starts with a great night's sleep. Thanks to new Natrol Sleep and Restore, which helps me be this me. Every great night's sleep starts with Natrol.
New Natrol Sleep and Restore for your ultimate restorative sleep.
Oh yeah, you're looking at one of the newest reasons to love Red Lobster. New seafood boils, turning Crab Fest into a crab feast. That's the look of real happiness. Served daily only at Red Lobster.
America's #1 hot tub manufacturer states this fact: made in the USA. All our hot tubs are built right here. Selling hot tubs directly to you saves you thousands while keeping jobs here in the USA. Shop us now at shophottubs.com.
PTSD, chronic pain, soft tissue injuries. These are just a few of the conditions treatable with hyperbaric oxygen therapy from Regenesis.
These treatments have proven so effective that we've added a new facility to support hyperbaric therapy at Regenesis.
Our treatment protocol uses concentrated pressurized oxygen to promote healing and fight infection.
Explore the benefits of hyperbaric oxygen therapy at Regenesis. Call or click to make your appointment with Dr. Charles Lee today.
First Down Friday Night is sponsored by Regenesis.
To celebrate 10 years of First Down Friday Night, we have added a brand new segment to the weekly show.
This year, we are showing love to the bands, cheerleaders, color guard, and others with our Spirit Spotlight. Here's Kenesha Dees.
Thank you, Nick and Gabe. This week, our Fox 54 Spirit Spotlight is on the Sparkman High School varsity dance team. This team comes with titles, 5-time national champions. Most recently, they were dubbed 2023 state champs. The dancers get a break this week, but I got a peek at one of their practice days. Here's a look and a listen.
It's just the environment, having the lights, and, Friday night lights. It's just really fun.
It takes days indoors like this.
And left side, hold it, pulse.
To prepare for Friday night lights like these. Meet the Sparkman High School varsity dance team.
I really love dance.
Junior dancer Kenzie Curtis has been on her toes since she was 2. She's been a dancer at Sparkman for 3 years, carrying on a family tradition.
I've always wanted to be on the dance team because my sister, when she's older than me, and she was on the dance team, and so it's just a legacy thing.
One of her fellow dancers, Abigail Johnson, also a junior, has been dedicated to the team 3 years straight and says the team itself carries a tradition before performing on the field.
We all eat dinner together before the games. We go out in the courtyard and we usually get Chick-fil-A or pizza. It's just, we spend a lot of time together as a team before, and it really helps us work together.
And if you can't tell by the signs around the school campus, a big event is coming up.
Yes, we are getting ready for homecoming. We're so excited about that.
Particularly excited is head coach Maria Laughlin.
Flex, there you go.
It's her first year and her first homecoming as coach. The third-year student at Calhoun says she can relate to the rigor the girls put in.
In high school, I wasn't. I was there just a couple of years ago, so I definitely understand all of the stress that comes with it. I really try hard to be somebody that can look to as a role model.
And the girls do have plans for dance once they become Sparkman alumni.
I think I want to stay here and go to UAH and then teach at my dance studio. Even if it's not I dance in college, it's I gained a lot of things, a lot of discipline, a lot of life lessons that I wouldn't have gotten somewhere else.
A bright future ahead for these ladies. Back in 2021, the girls took home the title for the National Dance Alliance Small Varsity Hip Hop category. Here's a listen to one of their hip hop routines. And if you like what you see, feel free to share it with us, a spirit group we could profile next week. We'd love to showcase your favorite band, cheer squad, and color guard. Back to you guys.
Great stuff there,
My
Kenesha.
knees hurt just looking at that.
Let's put over our attention over to Gurley. The New Hope Indians visiting the Madison County Tigers. It's going to be a handoff to running back Caden L. He'll shift one New Hope defender, and he's going to truck through another. It's going to be a big first down for the Madison County Tigers. Let's fast forward later on in the drive. Madison County now on the doorstep. This is a handoff to Caleb Harbin. He's going to bounce out to his left. It's going to be a foot race to the goal line. Touchdown, Madison County, and they jump ahead 7-0. New Hope will look to strike back now. This is on 4th down. Quarterback Lucas Terry, he's going to look to the middle. Throws intercepted by Braden Cross. He's going to take this all the way to New Hope territory, and it's going to be a huge turnover for Madison County. And on the following drive, where have we seen this again? It's going to be Caleb Harbin. Handoff He's going to go through a defender.
Oh, man.
Gets over the goal line, touchdown. He's doing his dance. His team is leading, and as we go to the final score, his team's gonna go on to win by a final score, 27-6. The Tigers take this one, and they'll be headed over to Madison Academy, while New Hope, where they're gonna be taking on North Jackson next week.
All right, we hope you continue sticking around because we're having a lot of fun. We're gonna head out to the Shoals. Muscle Shoals hosting Decatur. Highlights from that game coming up next.
Car wrecks shatter more than just metal. They shatter lives. Your health, your routine, your peace of mind, gone in an instant. But you don't have to put the pieces back together alone. We're here to help you rebuild.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburgers cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love. And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day.
All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
My name is Andy Titleman. There was a forklift accident. It broke my foot as well as about 3 toes. I was in terrible pain. I didn't know quite what to do. Before I hired Morgan & Morgan, I did call a few other places. The other places denied helping me. I called Morgan & Morgan, and they accepted me kind of like with open arms. I don't believe I could have done it without Morgan & Morgan. There is a reason I called Morgan & Morgan. They are for the people. They showed me that they were for me.
Get ready. Academy is your new store for sports and outdoors.
Make your next tailgate the best it can be. Tune in to the Publix Tailgate Corner on First Down Friday night. Fridays only on Fox 54.
When you're hurt on the job, the process of workers' compensation can feel overwhelming. You're dealing with pain, medical bills, and your injuries are being downplayed. We take care of the hard part so you can focus on getting better.
First Down Friday night is back and better than ever. Every Friday night, the Fox 54 sports team will preview the week's biggest college football games and provide highlights for high school football from around the valley. First Down Friday night is sponsored by Regenesis, Bank Independent, and Publix.
For over 75 years, we've served this place we all call home. Bank Independent. We're invested in you.
First Down Friday night is sponsored by Bank Independent.
Welcome back in. A beautiful sunset over in Muscle Shoals. The Trojans are hosting the Decatur Red Raiders. Trojans in the red zone to start off. Handoff to Jashad Samples. That's quick. Muscle Shoals score 7-0. Very, very, very quick. A few minutes later in the quarter, Trojans at the doorstep again. Quarterback Cade Clemens. That's a tush push, ladies and gentlemen. He pushed his way forward. Trojans quick to the 14-0 lead. Still in the first.
This is like deja vu with the ball
It's
placement.
all deja vu. That's Davion Reynolds in for the touchdown. 21-0. We head to the second quarter now. This is LaShawn Tapscott. He's barely going to get touched as he crosses the goal line. And the Trojans are going to jump to a 28-0 lead. 3 minutes left in the half. Clemens holds on to the ball. He finds a man downfield. That's Jamarion Draperan. Too easy for a 32-yard touchdown. Muscle Shoals leads 35-0. Let's fast forward to that final score, guys. 66-0. Muscle Shoals crushes Decatur. Decatur is going to look to bounce back against Hartselle next week. The Trojans, well, they're going to have to face Coleman next week.
Let's look at another 6A final scores. Fort Payne dominating Southside Gadsden 28-6 is the final on that one. Southside now has a week off while Fort Payne gets ready to play Mae Jemison. A small school battle in Limestone County as Lexington at Tanner, the visitor, serving Tanner a bagel. 38-0 the final score as the Golden Bears take it. Don't go anywhere. More football coming up. We'll go to Gurley, where Collinsville is visiting Whitesburg Christian. That's next on First Down Friday night.
Aqua Living now has 17 hot tubs under $49.99. Patented and powerful 110-volt technology with no expensive wiring needed. Just plug our hot tubs in and start relaxing today. 100% in-house financing, no turndowns. Shop us now at shophottubs.com.
This is Jack's Country, where on game day, no one shows up empty-handed. And if you want to make a real entrance, you bring the classics. Introducing Jack's 8-piece classic wings. Hand-breaded, golden fried, and served 3 crowd-pleasing ways. Honey barbecue, like it just came off the pit. Bold buffalo with a tangy punch. And sweet and spicy, like Southern charm with a kick. All served with our homemade ranch. 8 wings, fries, and ranch for just $8.99. You might want to bring backup. We're Jack's, and we're all about the South.
It's perfect.
This yours.
Maybe success looks a lot like saying thank you.
Me?
And thank you could never be enough.
Oh, really? Let's go for a ride.
Avadian is here to help make it happen.
This is perfect.
At Sono Bello, just one visit, one day, one decision changes everything.
It was instant. I got an amazing flat stomach.
Physically, you can see it. That belly is gone. I feel great. Sono Bello did that for me.
With Sono Bello's advanced micro laser technology, you can permanently remove stubborn fat and sculpt the body you've always wanted, all in just one visit. That's why Sono Bello is America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist.
It's like literally hitting an easy button.
I see a snatched waist and some curves that look really good.
I went from a 14 to a 4. It was a one-day solution for me.
There's no more frustration, just permanent results.
They gave me a whole new body, and I am loving it.
Sono Bello has over 50,000 5-star reviews and board-certified surgeons. Call now for your personalized consultation. That's over a $250 value. Free. Easy monthly payment options make your best body more affordable than ever. Call Sono Bello today.
America's #1 hot tub manufacturer states this fact: made in the USA. All our hot tubs are built right here. Selling hot tubs directly to you saves you thousands while keeping jobs here in the USA. Shop us now at shophottubs.com.
Welcome back. We head back to Gurley, joining the Collinsville Panthers, who are visiting the Whitesburg Christian Academy Warriors. Warriors lead 7-3. Panthers have it on 4th down. They're close to striking. Mason McAteer looks to the end for a pass, but can't find anyone. He tried to run it. He's not able to get the distance. Whitesburg turns the ball over on downs, but they wouldn't do anything on their drive. Panthers will look to get another score on the board before the half. McAteer will keep it, makes a Warrior miss, and he's going to go a little bit more before being tripped up by a Warrior defender. And that's going to be a 1st down for Collinsville. Later in the drive, McAteer quick pass on the crosser. That's going to be Kyler Bean. Remember his name. He stopped near the goal line. Time winding down. There's less than 15 seconds on the clock before the half. McAteer steps back to throw. He's going to find, who did I say earlier, Kyler Bean for the touchdown. And Collinsville takes a 10-7 lead into the locker room at halftime. But let's check in with that final score. They hold on to the lead just barely. Collinsville wins 24-21 over the Warriors, and they'll take on Asbury next week. The Whitesburg Christian Warriors, they will be paying a visit to Sylvania. All right, I'll have more football for you after the break.
You know those commercials that show the perfect closet, the one that makes all your friends jealous? Closets by Design made that affordable for me.
Take 40% off plus an extra 15% off. Call 1-800-BY-DESIGN or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Style or substance? Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Get 0% APR plus no monthly payments until next year on select Sierra 1500 models. We are professional grade.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's a lot of reasons. When you use Uber or Lyft, you're taking a gamble. You have no idea who that driver is. Were they paying attention to their phone or GPS and not the road? Injured in an Uber or Lyft accident, you could have a big case. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
You know those commercials that show the perfect closet, the one that makes all your friends jealous? Closets by Design made that affordable for me.
Take 40% off plus an extra 15% off. Call 1-800-BY-DESIGN or visit closetsbydesign.com.
First Down Friday Night is sponsored by Publix.
Tonight, but it was what a close game. West Morgan taking down Priceville 8-7 in Morgan County. Next week, the Rebels going to go to Town Creek to play Hatton, while Priceville is going to go to Limestone County to play East Limestone. Let's roll now on some of the other scores. All right, Gabe. Well, it was a very fun week 3 here on First Down Friday night. What were some of your biggest takeaways, besides the fact that you got to be in a nice cushy environment instead of being out there sweating a deadline, getting the soundbite in?
Well, I loved how many close games there were. You know, you had a couple there in Northeast Alabama where there were a bunch of blowouts, but, you know, just that Priceville game, seeing that low scoring, I thought we saw a lot of defense. That's kind of the biggest takeaway I see. You know, had a lot of variety today, but really I love seeing all the defense and stuff. But I always love to see the offense as well.
Yeah, and of course, this was a really exciting week of high school football, but college football also coming up. Alabama taking on Wisconsin, Auburn as well down the plains, and UNA and A&M also in action. What's your favorite thing you're looking forward to this weekend for college?
I think I'm most excited for Alabama A&M football. They're going up to Tennessee State.
You're going to be at that game.
I am going to be at that game. I'll be in the Music City. And Nick, it's going to be a rivalry renewed. I mean, this is good. These teams have played a lot of times. Tennessee State currently has the edge on them, but really, it should be an exciting one tomorrow from Nashville.
Yeah, you're going to be up in Nashville. I'm going to be down in Tuscaloosa seeing the Crimson Tide take on the Badgers. 42-10 last year in Madison. I don't know if I expect it to be that much of a blowout, but I mean, who knows? So we will see you all. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of First Down Friday Night. Have a great night and enjoy the great weekend coming up of college football.